absolutely. Do love myself a Chen draft, though, I've got to say. Always a big fan of the Chen, seeing it pop up. John, I used to be a really good Chen player back in the day when I was a bit
Oh,
younger and my hands worked
wow.
a bit better. Yeah, yeah, I don't want to show off, John, but I did actually micro some creeps. It was fantastic. This new Chen, though, it confuses me, John. I'm too old for this kind of crap. We do have the new draft, or not new picks coming out. The Tusk is there from TNC Predator. Adroit, they do go into the PL pickup. And in all fairness, apart from the mag, you haven't really got that much wave clear going on right now for this PL. So they must feel rather confident going into this, probably thinking to themselves, even with the Empower, it's not going to be too big of an issue for us.
Yeah, and I think we've seen the AM versus PL a couple of times, and it's a really back and forth. Like early on, the AM has a huge spike, but once the PL is big enough, once the PL gets a defusal and maybe a heart down the line, or maybe a satanic down the line, anything to buff him up, and you get the abyssal as well. The AM with mana drained is not a particularly fast hero. You don't have access to blink with no mana. That can be an issue, and we have seen that really cause issues for the AM. So we'll have to see if TNC can get the answer out for the PL. But just looking in a vacuum, AM versus PL, I'd say the PL is actually not too bad here. You can definitely make it challenging for the AM to stay in a fight, but you can't really counteract his push. So you can man up against the AM, but the AM can still get that split push going. Adroit's got to figure out what they want to do. Do they want something to stop the split push here? Or do they just want to keep focusing on trying to hunt down the AM and finding those kills?
See, final banouts are to come. TNC, or rather Adroit, they ban out the Quap, so just focusing in on those RML heroes now. TNC Predator. They get rid of the Slaughter. Just not wanting anything to annoy Gabby too much in the laning phase. It's actually a pretty interesting Slaughter ban, actually. Were they assuming a pos 4 void?
Hmm.
Um,
Perhaps.
find out in a
To,
second.
I don't know. I feel like Max played the Void Spirit quite a fair bit, and he does deliver. But again, it was a first pick. They don't know their matchup, and they're going to be forced to reveal their hand first. So I think Adroit's going to look to maybe sneak something a bit more flexible in as well, although that could cause issues because the only real defined role here is Venge support PL1. Everything else is pretty open, and I think they should just focus on building up their strengths here. As mentioned, do they want to focus on something to lock the AMM a bit better beyond just Doom, or if they want something that can jump around the map as well and keep track of that split push? It's one of those two that has to come out with their pick, and most of those mobile mids, if they were looking for a mid like a puck, it's gone. Void Spirit can kind of jump around, but it's not as quick as, say, Ember Spirit. I think that would be a quicker response to something like the AM. If you wanted to pick it into that, can be somewhat dicey when you're out of mana, but you have options there for running around as well as the Ember. So we'll see. Detroit just really digging into reserve here. Might be stuck in an awkward spot with this draft.
Really thinking about this last pick. Right? Alright, Elder Titan comes out, so that should be the pos for Elder Titan here for Adroit. TNC Predator. Well, their final pickup now, they are still lacking an RML hero, unless he's going to play the mag. Maybe they choose something else for KP.
10 seconds.
I do feel like that is probably going to be a KP Magnus here, though.
5 seconds.
Yeah, yeah, should be the case. Now the mid for TNC, I think they're just looking for something to set momentum. Ember Spirit's still there. Like you've got the Ember Mag combo if you want to play around like that with your AM. It is pretty speedy as well. Can dance around. The Void Spirit mid matchup is pretty back and forth. Although again, we still have to see what Adroit wants to do. They've basically got three heroes that can be cores. Like we've seen offlane ET for Adroit. We've seen support ET. So the options are still open, and TNC does go to DK instead. So it's not quite your empower hero, but yeah, the damage is still good. It's a solid mid laner, no matter what Adroit picks up. So they're keeping their options open, and Adroit will go for the 4 Void Spirit. So it is the Boomy Void the Mac Doom this game, and we'll see how it pulls off. Like they have the Doom into AM, they've got the PL into the AM. There is a lot of options here for TNC to play fast. So you're talking about Chen plus DK for push. Once you hit that level 6 mark in DK, if you take control of that mid tier 1, which you tend to do, that's going to open up a lot of space for TNC to get their split push and farm going.
It will. Should be a fun way to start us off for this this final series. TNC versus Adroit. Is there any kind of is there anything we're playing for here in the standings, John? Have we looked at that yet?
Yeah, again, if Adroit gets a clean 2-0 somewhere down the line, they should be able to knock Boom down. Boom is currently 1 win, 8 draws in terms of series, and Adroit is currently at 2 wins, 4 draws, 1 loss, and they can still afford to draw this one, but they'll need to find a clean win in one of their next 2 series. So it's either they find a 2-0 here, or they find a 2-0 tomorrow to knock Boom down. That's their only option. There's no other way.
Poor Neon getting knocked to the lower side of the groups as well. Just have no chance to make their way back up now. They're here with us in the lower bracket.
Yeah, it's not the comfiest spot to start out there, of course, because you face instant elimination come playoffs, but it is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Someone's got to go up, someone's got to go down. Just the roll of the dice. And, you know, again, looking between Pro Series Season 3 and this Monster Entry Dota Summit 13, we have seen teams kind of shift in performance. And, you know, we kind of theorized why. The patch hasn't really changed. The meta hasn't shifted too hard. It could be down to that fatigue issue you and I were kind of mentioning. And there's a lot of stuff going on online right now, and it has kind of clumped up, unfortunately enough, clumped up in around the same time span. So teams were kind of forced to really fit in a lot more games. Boomy.
Yeah, just question marks, Gabby. Just trying to wish you some good luck. How dare you, Boomy?
It's more of Boomy's like, we don't need luck. Boomy is a kangag. Oh, Boomy. Oh, Boomy throwing it back. He's calling Armel crazy. And Gabby's like, why are you like that, Boomy? Disappointed.
How in all of this is Whitemon the most quiet? Oh, of course, I know why, John. Look what he's doing. Here we go again. I always get scared when Whitemon's quiet. Of all people. Look at this.
He's not doing it yet, but
no. Look at this though, John. He's got a pattern going on. He's trying to get in between the tree there. Did you see that?
Yeah, but why? Why?
There it is.
Come on.
Hit it, Whitemon. Things coming out. There you go. Whitemon's got it. And the trees will go down. I guess that's it, right, John? He can't fit between the tree. He'll just break the tree. Thank you, Whitemon.
We'll find out someday, Mike, what's really going on in this kid's mind.
Well, Cuckoo told me that Whitemon does it because he thinks he looks cool doing it. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, that's what he said, but that's not from Whitemon. I'll only take Whitemon's word for what he truly thinks.
Well, Whitemon keeps saying it's a secret, John.
Yeah,
We're never gonna find out.
Someday, if we meet him in person, you know, you'll find a way. You'll find a way to convince him.
I'll definitely find a way if I meet him in person, John. Don't you worry. It may not be what Whitemon likes, but I'll find a way.
I want to go back to Chad a bit as well here. Boomy did say he missed Armel, and Armel's like, "Thank you, I miss you too." Gabby said he's just, you know, he's trying to force out good. Yeah, he's trying to get out force out the feelings.
Oh, sound like a married couple now. Jeez. Come on, you two.
Boomy.
Get it together. We're at war right now. This is a best of 2 series. No time for fun.
No, definitely not. Still, we'll see how these lanes unfold, Mike. We're looking at Gabby and Whitemon down south. They are going to be up against Nico's Elder Titan and Boomy's Pause 4 Void Spirit. Now, there's some laning combos here, like Remnant into Stomp is one that comes into mind, but it is going to be slow going. You can see how much damage they've pumped into Nico. Whitemon just using his range advantage supremely well, just forcing Nico back all the way. Now, Nico's ready for this. He's got 5 tangos up, but this is not how low you want to drop in this lane.
Oh, Whitemon, he's just He's playing his classic style of really annoying supports. First the Enchantress, now the Chen, and he just runs at you like this. I love the fact that he's going back to contest this creep wave here with the Void Spirit, and that might buy Nico a bit of time on the Elder Titan to be able to just get some farm up while he has a chance. But Whitemon's just going to make it as hard as humanly possible to really do anything in the laning stage, as he always does.
Yeah, and I mean, look at Boomy. What can he do? He's got level 1 Aether Remnant every time he goes in for a last hit. Whitemon just makes it hellish. Like, this is just so annoying. And that's really all Whitemon wants.
Boomy, he's going to struggle here as Whitemon is matching him in CS right now on the Chen.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll have a look at the other lanes as well, John. We shouldn't ignore those. Mid lane, Mel and Mac going to be up against each other. A very boring lane, as I like to call it, John, is neither hero can really die. So there you go. They'll just be farming for a while, and it's going to be about who can get more CS.
Yeah, and both of them have the same level 6 spikes coming through. Both of them have the same durability. Both of them have the same capability for clearing the jungle. Although I would give Mac a slight edge in terms of jungling, because he can get the abilities. Still going to be a static farming lane. Depends on the supports to come in. We're just going to take a look up top instead, because that's going to be less boring. You've got MCY on his PL. You've got CML around on the Venge. So PL Venge lane, not the most active, but KP's not finding too much of a good time here either. He's just trying to farm. MCY is aggressive enough to keep going for those hits though, and you can actually see they drag the Tusk down bot. They want to go for kills.
They're going to try, and it looks like Nico is going to be targeted. Tim's a nice rotation out on the Tusk. As soon as he hits level 2, he gets it done. He'll even chase down Boomy and just annoy this position for Void Spirit now. It's already been a pretty tough kind of start in the lanes for the side of Adroit. I mean, you even look at mid lane, John. Armel is just well and truly winning out the lane. You might argue that with the Val Gold, Mac will be able to keep up anyway, but that's not really what you want as the Doom. You do well and truly want to be ahead in terms of net worth.
Definitely. It's a bit of a slower start for Mac, and again, there's not much you can do about that. The uptime of Scorched Earth is just not the same as Breathe Fire, so it's so much easier for Armel to just spam out. He's going to win these trades. With the relief with the Tusk rotating though, KP's going to have a much harder time up top. You can see his movement into the tree line, just trying to avoid CML, trying to avoid the damage, but there's only so long you can juke around here.
Whitemon actually going to get the Illusion Rune. Very quick fingers there on Whitemon. Does manage to take it. It's just all about denying it away from either hero. And the irony is neither of these heroes want the runes. They don't care about them. They just, you know, the supports, I guess, just want to fight over them. And in all fairness to Whitemon, with those Illusion Runes, it's almost like he has his own little army now. He can kind of just harass out more with this.
It's extra annoying now to go up against him, and he does have his Harpy, so this is where the fun begins for Whitemon.
Yeah.
This is how you truly demoralize someone.
Look at this. Boomy, you can't contest the Chen, that's it. You just gotta run. That's all you can do. CML with his classic telling his team to retreat. Boomy trying to fight back. They do have Mac coming in, and obviously they don't want to give that power in away, but the creep, the Harpy, is doing so much damage. They will get the bounty rune at least, so they'll get away with that. Looks like it was actually a 3-for-1 trade on those bounties, so ultimately Adroit do still win out in that sense. The net worth does remain fairly even as now Tim's comes in with a tag team onto Nico. This off-lane Elder Titan, John, still level 2. That is tough.
It's not smooth going. Look at Gabby, he's level 5. Like, this is just a runaway start for your AM now, and whatever you wanted to do in slowing down this AM, it's certainly not coming true. Now, they are rotating mid, but Armel's already 6. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't either, John. Snowball's going to be there with Tim's out and CML. He's going to go down. And Whitemon just running straight at Mac. He just does not give a crap. But now Boomy catches him with the Aether Remnant. Whitemon is going to drop, but at what cost? Mac might drop in return, and Armel does get the start off. And that is just great bait play from Whitemon. He knew they were going to chase him down for it. It's just not worth losing your Doom for a Chen kill like that.
No, it's really not. And they're dragging their supports mid now to support Mac and help him out. Again, it's left our AM down alone to farm. Now you are getting the same space here for MCY. Your PL is off to a pretty darn good start as well. The question is whether or not the PL is going to accelerate the same way. Now, you know, the AM reaches Battle Fury timing and starts to explode in farm. In fact, I love this build-up. Mask of Madness first coming out for Gabby, so he's just able to really keep the farm up. And of course, when you've got a Chen, you can go to good spots to farm relatively free.
That you do. Good old God King build. It'll be Armel going for another kill, this time onto Boomy, and Mac is just trapped between the tree line right now. He's trying to run with Gabby. Looks like he wants to go in for another, and he will. He's just going to go in. He has the Mana Void. He does commit. It's not going to quite be enough. But it's into the tier 1 mid tower now. Just slowly but surely taking it down, even without the dragon form. Gabby gonna TP in front of CML. Doesn't get away with it. He's just gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. He'll have to blink his way over.
Yeah, and a really early time for Gabby to start rotating, but again, he's got this Mask of Madness very quickly. Gonna be trying to farm up into the AC, go for a disassembly play. KP is being dove on though, but he looks fine.
Sort of. The illusions were still chasing, but he will make it out. I guess that's one big positive right now as well for Adroit. MCY, he's been having a good old time. Not really struggling at all. He is in front of Gabby, but behind Armel. But that's just a fine position for MCY. Just getting free farm.
Yeah, it's an exchange of free farm. You are seeing MCY pulled slightly ahead early on, and this is the biggest strength, while the Battle Fury is not quite up. But again, I think TNC overall is satisfied. 4-1. They're slowly chipping away at that mid-tier 1. Not quite gone yet, but there's no attempt from Adroit to get any other sort of push attempt out themselves. So they're in a good spot. If they can secure the mid-tier 1 at some point, maybe right before the 10-minute mark, you're still going to be very happy here if you're TNC.
That you are. T1 not going to last very long. They're going to try and bring Nico in on the Elder Titan. Armel just not going to stop, however. He just keeps going. Nice deny out from Mac, but they won't really mind. TNC, they're just happy to get the tower, and Armel going to go in for a stun. I don't actually know if he can kill him off, but the snowball's going to be there, and he does have a breathe fire, but now Boomy is going to be forced to rotate in. They also have CML around. It looks like Tim's is almost guaranteed to die, as now they'll chase down Armel. They do commit the Doom, but the stomp does not connect Armel. How is he going to make his way out of this one? It looks like he probably isn't going to make it out, and eventually will go down to Mac on the Doom.
Yeah, it's a very, very aggressive move out. I thought they'd be satisfied with tier 1, but good punishment from Adroit. That gives them the slight net worth lead now. Very good use of that first Doom coming out from Mac, and they're just going to be happy. Like, they might not be hunting the AM down. They are feeling confident with their PL AM matchup. MCY is still leading in terms of net worth right now by about 500 over our AM. So you're at a really good point with this PL. The defusal rush looks to be pretty much uncontested. And once MCY has that, you know, he might still wait for a stat padding item, maybe an SNY, but you are still almost good to go here in the PL. It's just been a very smooth ramp up, and you do have to be careful about that. You mentioned it from draft, but they do not have the best wave clear down the line to really handle a fat PL.
No, they don't. Well, not really. I mean, I guess the DK Dragon form later on could be quite effective in some sense, but we'll have to wait till the time comes. As MCY, he's going to enjoy himself. Now TPing down to the bot lane, and we'll keep farming up. It's like they will just trade tier 1 towers now. Pretty standard stuff from both these teams. However, Mac and Boomy, they're setting up for that mid-tier 1 tower. They do have that siege creep there, so they could definitely try for this. But as a Doom and a Void Spirit, you probably aren't going to get very far. So instead, Mac will chase down Whitemon, has the slow, has the Scorched Earth. KP is around to try and help out, and Whitemon is actually going to make it out. He is not going to die.
It's a very good save out for him. That does waste some time from Adroit. They do manage to find a tier 1 bot, but the trade has been completed up top. So there's that 1-to-1 tower trade with a slight advantage for TNC because of the mid that they've gotten earlier. Now, you do have the blink up on Armel. And this is the point we know that DKs love to fight. They just blink in, get the dragon tail off when they're in their dragon form, start finding those single target pickoffs. And we'll see if they get the opportunity. They've got some very deep wards here, and they might catch Boomy out.
Shots out, Boomy. Just going to dissimulate out of there. KP is around, but Shockwave doesn't connect anyway, and he's not going to bother committing the RP for a pos 4. It's like Nico is going to keep forcing in this this bot wave as well, and just try to get some pressure applied on this tier 2 tower. While TNC, they are on the hunt right now, but they haven't really found anyone out yet. Boomy's going to get a nice observer ward down as well, just to keep tabs on what's going on in the Dire jungle. That'll help him and his teammates avoid the ganks, as Mac is invis mid lane, does have the Doom up. Would go after KP, and looks like he does want to commit for this. And does, commits the Doom with the magic missile out. And the damage should be pretty quick to follow. CML will swap just in case. Mac even getting a Devourer off midway through that. And they do get the kill, but bot lane, Nico is also going to go down. So an off lane for an off lane trade. Not too bad for either side. But I'd say Adroit are coming out on top with a bit more bonus gold there. And I'd say KP is probably a bit more... Actually, no. The net worth for Nico was higher anyway. So, pretty even.
Yeah, even overall. You have taken out Doom. Like, Doom is not going to be up for a minute 40. So I think TNC is pretty alright with that. They still have RP to play with if they feel pressured in these fights. Surprising build up here for KP. He's going for the Glimmer Cape first. So going for a bit more utility here on the Magnus instead of going for the Blink Initiation. Just so he can survive, maybe reposition and get a good RP with the Invis. We'll see if that's going to help the cause, but the mid tier 1 now is definitely going to be targeted by Adroit. They want to even out that map control fully.
That they do. Tier 1 mid, going to go down. Boomy will jump in with the Aether Emerald to lock on. KP just pump faking the RP. Wasn't really in position to throw it out anyway. Looks like they're quite satisfied, TNC, with just letting Gabby continue to just free farm on this AM. Funnily enough, Gabby has gone back for the Battle Fury. So he's going to have that double cleave available, and I guess that is somewhat of an effective way at taking down PL illusions with all that cleave you have.
I don't think you can afford not to go for the Battle Fury in the aim in this game, just because you're not sure whether or not you're always going to be with your Magnus while split pushing. You know, there are moments where you're not, and you need that efficiency. So I don't mind this at all, but they might go for Nico.
They may. Nico. But the RP was committed there by KP. Gabby has a blink and will just commit. KP will take the kill. Says thank you very much to Gabby, who I'm sure wanted the kill, but will not get it.
Yeah, it's sometimes you get the last hit off and you just smile. KP is going to be very happy with that, as again they still build up here on their AM. Gabby's sitting very evenly up against MCY, so your PL's finding some good pacing. The Diffusal's up. The Yasha is next for our PL. And once you get that Manta, I think you're going to look for MCY to start showing up. That's the timing we tend to see for these PLs. Still a ways off, but once you're there, you're going to be in a very comfy spot for Adroit. They're just probably going to need additional tools. Mac is rushing a BKB on the Doom, so he's gonna always have the opportunity to launch his Doom out on the needed target. We'll probably look for the Blink next, so he can easily close the gap, but does just at least have a way to frontline now for his team as well. And TNC, I mean, we're still waiting for these key pickups. Like, you've got the Glimmer Cape up in KP, so you can tank through a little bit more of that magic damage, but the Blink has to come out next, and you're going to have to deal with all the movements here.
Oh, Mac, he's got another nice Doom off onto KP. And, well, KP is all alone in the woods right now. Mac is going to chase him down and slowly but surely kill him off. But bot lane, they have started another team fight. Tim's is going to die to MCY. Now Boomy goes down. And well, Gabby, he's trying to fight this one out, but he is out of mana. He's going to man fight MCY. It's just not looking very easy. up against his PL with no mana left. Can they get it done? Well, now both of them are going to have no mana. Gabby's still surviving thanks to Whitemon, sending all the heals out, but he will eventually go down. Mel, he'll take CML instead and try to go on to Nico, but Nico just going to slap Whitemon and get the kill on the Chen. Now Mel chase down our Elder Titan. Tim's going to respawn and snowball back in from the outpost and does help get Nico. And that should be it, as MCY doesn't really have enough HP nor mana to fight back. He did get some mangoes off his Void Spirit, but looks like he just wants to get back to farming.
Yeah, and you're already seeing the issues here of the AM up against the PL in a straight-up fight. Head-to-head, again, the illusions draining with the diffusal ensures that your AM just does not have the capability to weave itself in and out, and that's where the strength of the AM really lies. So MCY is going to have a good time here ramping up and is really just starting to pull ahead. Now 600 gold gap between him and Gabby. Not quite what the AM wants. Still looking to maximize that farm with a Battle Fury here. I think what TNC really need to wait for is that blinking cape. They just need the RP, blink RP to be in play. And once they've got that, they might look for opportunities. You are talking about a Magnus with Glimmer Cape blink though. So there's not really any damage coming from KP. His team's going to have to be ready to back him up when he does commit that RP.
That they do.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
See why. Got himself a nice little creep to take. But a drum's being popped. Looks like Gabby's being chased down, but Mac doesn't have the Doom for another 7 seconds or so. So not going to be able to get the Doom off in time. TNC, they'll continue pushing that top tier 2 tower. Nico will be there to just kind of slowly defend for the team. TNC, they aren't going to push it too far. They do back off. Not really popping the dragon form for that one either. Well, now with the BKB out on Armel, they might want to try and force another team fight. Looks like they are going to. With the smoke up, Tim's and Whitemon. They head over to the mid lane. Who are they going to catch out, though? They are running the long way around. Matt's trying to loop back through the dire triangle here, but that smoke is about to wear off from TNC. Yeah, I don't think they're going to make it. Armel's trying to close the gap on Boomy, and it looks like he will. So Boomy going to get RP'd, but a nice swap out from CML, and that's going to be one going down. At least it was Boomy. The Doom was out as well. CML, he does die. Mac, he's still just trying to fight and chase down Armel with the Earth Splitter flying in, but it's not going to be long enough. And Armel, he is healthy. He is still running, and Mac is kind of surrounded now as they look to turn TNC. They are going to be able to. Mac is going to drop Armel. Just wanting Max Courier just to make sure the man's dead. He won't be able to get it. An unfortunate team fight for Adroit. I mean, it looked like a pretty bad start for TNC. But ultimately, they just couldn't capitalize on the Doom and Armel.
Yeah, you've got to be a bit cautious when you're taking these fights without your PL. MCY wasn't around. Now, they know the rush is happening, though. Looks like they might make it in time here.
They're going to make it, but can they fight? They're going to give it a crack. Jump in. Big skew around from KB. Onto 3 heroes, but it's not really going to be enough to turn this team fight around. They jump onto Tim's. They'll take out the Tusk as well. Armel's trying to fight there with Gabby, but they don't have the control right now. And Adroit, they're going to go back into that Roshan pit. Let's see what they can get done. Shards will give vision. Mac, big stun out. Roshan still falling low. Gabby looking for a steal attempt. He's about to jump in, but the Aegis has been picked up by MCY. Tim's is going to go down. And now they rush for more. MCY, he knows Whitemon was around there somewhere. He spot him out. It looks like he will give up on the chase. So 21 minutes in, 1k net worth lead. Aegis does go to Adroit. in TNC, it seems like they're really struggling to find their footing in this game, number one.
Yeah, it's down to the fact that, again, their main initiation's either single target Blink Dragon Tail or a big team fight with the Blink RP, but KP is, still waiting for that Blink. It's almost done, so you're going to have the options there. You've also got the Manta up now on Gabby, so he does have a little bit more stats. He can maybe purge off some control and try to dodge out some control as well. He is rushing into the Heaven's Halberd, so it's almost the God King build although he doesn't complete the SNY first.
Oh, and Mac almost got the stun off. Not quite there. The mid lane, KB, gonna skewer away before they get that Doom off on Mac. Ags up as well on Nico, so free BKB for him every team fight. Be very nice.
Yeah, it's that tends to be very pivotal for these Elder Titans to just stand and fight, so they've got more options here for Adroit to keep forcing out these team fights. They still are maintaining that lead as mentioned, but I think they are starting to look to make use of these items, and they do smoke up.
That they do. Mac misses the stun on KB. Will have to find himself another target, and he could be Armel, but he'll blink away to boot, so... Boomy. Not really going to be able to close the gap.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Armel's looking to try and turn here. That'll be it.
It's a lot of time committed from Adroit, and they didn't get to use any of their spells. No major cooldowns blown for a kill. So they're kind of missing out. This is how their lineup kind of excels. They do just immediately smoke again. They want to go again.
That they do. Oh, Gabby's been caught out, but no. The Yules was onto Boomy. Sometimes you got to try and be real quick, but Gabby was quick with the blink. Ags up now on our PL as Armel is going to jump in for the initiation. Boomy's going to be just fine, however. Nothing coming of it. That tier 2 bot tower as well going down. MCY takes care of it, and with this Ags up on MCY, he's going to be able to really keep tabs and just chase down Gabby every team fight. I like this itemization.
Yeah, he's going to have a lot of damage as well, considering that bonus agi you get from the rush. So there's a lot of burst potential now from MCY. There's a lot of control and zipping around that he can do, and Adroit understand that. They are on the offensive. They're constantly forcing this movement out. TNC is very sneaky, though. They know they're not too far behind. They're not giving those opportunities out, and Adroit have been on a wild goose chase for the past, 1-2 minutes now.
RP, KP just commits for that pause for Void, but there comes Mac with the Doom out. Who did he get it out on? It is going to be Gabby on the AM. He's trying to fight, but MCY surrounding, trying to go after him. Tims will put Gabby in the snowball, trying to buy more time, and Gabby is still alive. With the hills coming out, he will finally go down. MCY now looking to clean up, does kill off Tims. Meanwhile, Mac trying to catch out Armel. Nico is going to be on the chase. Looks like Armel is going to be able to just blink out of there on the DK. That's all they need. Just connect the Doom onto the AM, and the team fight just seems over.
Yeah, it's really hard for TNC, and KP's been doing this a lot. He goes for these one-man RPs. They can't afford to do that anymore. Like, a lot has to come out from this Magnus. He has to be their main team fight. There is nothing else that gives him AoE control. Maybe you talk about Shen creeps, but we are 25 minutes in. It's harder for White One to reposition his creeps in a good spot for the stuns. It really boils down to KP. He's got to deliver the goods here, and so far it has been falling a bit flat. I can understand why he's going for the single RPs, just to look for pickoffs, but they have to understand Adroit is at the point where they want to force these 5-mans. They know they've got huge power spikes right now, and they're always just going to force it in. So you have to now deal with MCY, who's a full 2k ahead of your AM, and as an AM, you never like playing from behind. It's a key strength of the hero, flash farming. And it's not in play here for Gabby. So you're taking away one big strength of the AM. There's not much Gabby can really do in the front right now.
No, there is not. Hanging around that mid lane. ML going to be chased up. Boomy has the ults out with the Aether Remnant to lock him down. They don't look like they really want to commit on the DK. Just drain his mana and kind of make him useless anyway. As Gabby is he's just split pushing and trying to apply pressure up at that top lane. He's going to force a rotation out from Boomy to defend. I guess that's what TNC feel like they need, is just time. Gonna try and go onto the Venge, and CML, looks like he might just be caught out. Mel does have the stun. They do get themselves a support pick off at least. That's pretty much gonna be it though. Apart from that, they just seem like they don't really want to initiate onto anyone from Adroit. And as I say that, RP does catch out MCY. Snowball follow-up as well. MCY is getting low, but here comes Mac with the stun out. Looking for a good target. He doesn't have one yet. He wants Gabby. Gabby is trying to mantra away here, but it looks like he has been found out, and he does get doomed up by Mac. He tried his best to throw as many illusions out as possible, but it just was not going to be enough. Gabby dies, MCY survives, and Armel is going to be surrounded now. There's all these centaurs from Whitemon just stunning up the left side of the team fight, but it looks like it's already over. MCY gets onto KB, now Armel, and it's going to be a full team wipe out for the side of Adroit. This AM pick, I mean, they second picked it, John. You know, you're going to get counter picked like that.
Oh, yeah. It's so difficult now for Gabby. Like, we talked about the head-to-head. MCY is just so far ahead. 3K up over the AM. And again, AM just does not love playing from behind. MCY is also, you know, at the point where he's got the Basher. He can look at the Abyssal next. He's just really big, and there's nothing to control it. Now, you talked about the DK earlier on, right? Maybe it can get control. You do need the Ags up here for Armel, and he's a bit far off. We're talking about like 3,200 gold off still. There's a lot of waiting before that comes out. And Adroit now with a 6K lead, they're just feeling supremely ahead. Like even Boomy is going to hit his Ags timing very soon, just about 100 gold off once you have that. The silence here from the Void Spirit going to cause a lot of issues. It's just going to control everyone else without the BKB. And TNC really need to play with the RP. Like, that was a good one on one target. They don't have the damage to deal with a PL right now. I think they need to take a step back, get a little bit more farm up. They need to have everyone on when the RP blows up as well. Like, they only had, 3 heroes at first? And everyone else just kind of streamed in. It was way too slow. TNC has to be able to play as 5 straight up. And looks like Adroit's ready. All of them are spamming G.
I
TNC's not quite yet.
No, I imagine Adroit are pretty happy in this game one. What's Dota Plus think? Dota Plus is still up in the air right now. 59% for Adroit. So not really too big of a deal for either side. It's been a pretty even game. I think that Aghanim Scepter on Armel is probably going to make a pretty big difference in these team fights once he does have it up. It looks like he's queued up the Mjolnir now to try and contest the PL a little bit. So rather than going for that Ags up first, he maybe go the Mjolnir and have that active available to at least place onto Gabby. It's pretty tough though.
It is. Like, I still think the Ags is a little bit more viable because of a splash, and we've seen Ags DK really turn games. They might catch MCY out, but too slippery. They get scared of him instead.
I mean, he's going to have a Satanic up soon, MCY. That's going to be problematic. I mean, how do you kill him once the Satanic's up? Unless you could just perma-stun him, but that's been hard enough as it is.
Yep. It's very tricky now to keep MCY at a point where you can actually burst him. And that is just the issue here. We don't have enough burst on hand. And
they caught out Boomy, but he uses up and Mac again, a great stun out. Dissimulate is there from Boomy, he is scot-free. He's just out of there. Now MCY onto KP, draining all the mana. They do stop up. KP's gonna go down, so does Tim's. Onto Armel, he is trying to run away, but he's just been bashed constantly. And they even found Whitemon. Tim's and KP, they bought back, but it just means nothing.
I don't know. I don't know what TNC can do. Like, they didn't get the RP off. That would have been a pretty good time to RP. And now, Gabby.
Onto Boomy. Boomy gonna keep chasing Gabby down. Max still has the Doom up. So as long as they can find this AM, he is certainly gonna die. Assuming they can connect the Doom. The scan is gonna get him for a second. Gabby running through the creep wave. This is the greedier play to make. And Doom, no, not going to be there. Gabby does Manta and Blink TPs. Very close call though.
Definitely was. He popped his Mask of Madness as well. So if they did gap close and find him out, he would have been gone. And even in that downtime, MCY is just causing havoc. He's just trying to chase down Tim's, drops him way too low. And the lead keeps widening for Adroit. They're at 13k up, 15 to 22. They're force feeding MCY with Mangoes and all.
Yeah, looks like he's found Whitemon out. Right, oh, excuse me, that's KP. Gabby gonna jump in. They do drain the mana of Mac, but he's still chasing down KP. Mind you, KP did buy back that last team fight, so he does not want to die right now, but Mac is the one caught out. Will go down, but Nico, he kills off Whitemon. The buyback is out from Mac. Onto Gabby. His mana's gone, and so is his HP. It's just, no matter how well the fight, or rather the start of the fight is there, TNC continue to just fall apart.
Yeah, I mean, they end up, I think, winning out in terms of net worth. They drop the lead down to 11k, but they're just not really able to transition to anything. They still lose Gabby, so it's still not a good feeling. And Adroit, knowing that there's no RP for a while, they can go into the Roche. It absolutely nulls. They still hold on to the Doom. Like, the patience here from Mac is paying off. They've got this option to keep fighting again because they still have the option to toss out this Doom.
Nice easy Roshan out for MCY. He's gonna put the treads away for a bit. Where's the Aegis? Mac took it. How dare he?
I honestly think he's probably the best choice. Like, you don't see MCY dying anytime soon. The only key target that needs to stay alive is Mac, so he doesn't need to be pressured to toss out that first Doom. He can just save it for his second life, have better options, and TNC, again, they're just stuck in this awkward spot. Now, I do have to kind of call this out, but Gabby, he said he was going for that build. The Halberd's really not doing anything for him. Like, well, what exactly are you going to Halberd? The PA, it doesn't stop the illusions from burning your mana down. And pretty much anyone else, like, it's just not a very value item here. Kind of falling flat, and their high ground is going to be under siege now. MCY just confident enough to be up front.
I don't blame him, John. He is pretty farmed at the moment on this PO, and there is nothing in the way of him and that tier 3 tower. He can just keep sending illusions in to drain the mana, but KB, a nice RP out into the tier 4 towers. Boomy's going to be focused. MCY jumps in, trying to help out with Mac. Who are they going after, though? It's going to be KB on the Magnus, and he does die back. Doom is still up. They are waiting for Gabby to throw out that big ulti. Gabby, however, is still very focused in on just pushing out that bot tier 2 tower. TP in from Mac, but a nice counter spell is there from Gabby. He's going to be just fine to blink himself away.
And overall, again, Adroit's going to be very pleased with that, finding the dieback. They have options to just keep this wave kind of shoved in. Now, they are having to respond to the AM, which is not ideal. Like, Mac being out of the fight means we've only got 3 heroes up here. No Doom around to flex out as well. There's some room for TNC now to dip outside their high ground, clear out the waves a little bit more, clear some camps while they can. You will want to reconnect here. converge down for Mac in order to find that. But Gabby's playing this right now. It's the AM's time to just split push, make some chaos, try to find objectives in the downtime. And if Gabby's allowed to do this, that is one way TNC can bounce back in. It's just a lot of work Gabby has to put in. So much pressure in the AM now to just divide and conquer the map.
MCY back onto the high ground. Those illusions going to be very frustrating to deal with for anyone in the back lines as Armel is going to TP back in with the blink, and there's Tim's with the Walrus Punch, but MCY will be swapped back out. Just goes back in. He's going to be a little bit cautious, but looks like he may have popped the Satanic, and he does. Gets a tier 3 tower. Armel just having his mana drained. Stomps out. MCY, Mac, both going to jump in. Seems like they just want to commit for the racks and not much more after. They do have that Doom up, but Gabby is pushing out the bot lane right now.
Their creep wave is just constantly cut off. You can see Whitemon just channeling that Vulcan Ripper.
Whitemon.
They just don't have creeps.
I love it. Skill back in from KB, but the doppel is there from MCY.
They've got the creeps now, at least from the top rack, so they're going to be able to find a mid set of racks. They could try to go for more, but again, you're giving some space out to Gabby.
Is there from KB, but the skewer was only on Boomy. They are going to get that mid racks, slowly but surely. It looks like MCY, he sees no threat. He'll keep going for more. Onto the top tier 3 tower he goes. He still has the cheese, and Satanic is back up. Looks like that might actually be enough.
Yeah, just, no, it looks like they're just weaving in and out from right now.
Tim's going to be caught out here. They will just focus down the task. Mac jumping in with the stun out. He has caught out KB and does just commit the Doom on the Magnus, making sure he goes down. But Gabby seeing that Doom now does jump in for a team fight. He kills off Boomy. MCY could not kill off Armel, so we'll leave him be. Back to that tier 3 tower. Meanwhile, Gabby being chased down by Mac, but without the Doom, they won't have a way to just lock him in. So Gabby will creep skip again. Aegis will expire on Mac. Gabby even finding a leveler while he's skipping creep waves. They do know where he is, but they just can't hold on to him. Or maybe they can. They get the stun off. Gabby, that's a lot of damage coming out. Gabby does blink strike away. Stomp is there. He'll Ash rather Abyssal back, but the Earth Splitter is out. Gabby is definitely going down.
Oh god.
In for the bottom tier 3 tower. They got the melee barracks up at top. Without Gabby there, I mean, this game, you're going to get megged at least, right? Like, I can't see him respawning in time.
No, he definitely can't. I mean, this creep wave gone. They don't have ways of cutting. KP is going to have Ravage in 10, RP in 10.
They caught Armel. Mac's going to chase him down with that Aghanim Scepter. It's just so easy to get through the HP pool of the DK, and there's no buyback available on him either, and there you go. GG call's been made. Without, either of those two calls, you can't really defend as KP gets a nice RP off to end the game. But it's not going to matter. Adroit, they do manage to get the 1-0 so far up against TNC. And it's just going to be a matter of whether they can do it a second time.
Yeah, again, they want a clean 2-0 to take some of the pressure off, maybe get a chance at moving into the upper bracket. They performed spectacularly here in game 1. The support Void Spirit of Boomy just managing to get off to a running start. And MCY just being given a completely free time. 11-0 on the PL, an outstanding time. TNC again with a first phase AM. Left it so vulnerable to these counter picks, and they didn't. They had to think about that matchup. So props to Adroit. They are playing back to back. They're looking in good form despite that. TNC, they're gonna have to shake it up for game number 2.
See how they do it, John? It's MLP Dota and johnxfire. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for our final game of the night between TNC Predator and Team Adroit.